I had been in the Guardian Ad Litem program for about 7 years whenever I moved to Southwest Florida, and got involved in the case with the brother and sister. The little girl was 11 at the time and the little boy was 7. So when I was introduced to the children, they had been put in foster care in Port Charlotte, which was quite a ways from where they had grown up. They had grown up in Naples their whole life, and when they were put in foster care in Port Charlotte, they were placed with a very brand new foster mother. She had just been licensed, and when I first made contact with her, she had told me that the young lady was not sleeping in the bed that she had been provided in the foster home. The foster mom didn't understand why she wouldn't sleep in the bed. We spent a lot of time talking, she and I, about how these kids, where they come from and why their normal is not always like our normal, and sometimes they've been through things that we simply don't understand. So I asked the little girl to take a walk around the block. I said, let's go for a walk. There was a park nearby there, and I thought maybe getting her out of the environment would help her to be more relaxed about talking about the situation. So we did. We went to the park, we walked around, and finally I said, can you please talk to me about why you don't want to sleep in the bed? She was very quiet for a while, and finally she started to cry. And she said, well, I don't like to sleep in a bed because one time when I was little, I woke up in the bed that I slept with my mom, and I thought my mom was dead. And that when you know the whole story, you understand that the mother had OD'd. So when she woke up, her mom had OD'd, and she was right beside her in the bed. So she thought that her mother had died. So she talked about that story with me in great detail. And then she said that when she lived with her grandparents, she slept with her grandmother in the bed in that house, and she did actually wake up and her grandmother had died in the bed that they were sleeping in. So she told these stories to me in great detail, which I still can't talk about to this day. But if those things weren't enough, when she was living with one of her paternal aunts, she actually found the aunt dead in her bed as well. So, the child had been through so much trauma, and she related that to a bed and sleeping in a bed and waking up on 2 different occasions and finding people who had died in the bed that she slept in. So, once I could breathe again after hearing those stories, I said, how about if we get you your own bed? And if we get you a bed that's just yours and that has your own bedclothes and your own pillow and whatever else you want for your bed, would that help? Would you then try to sleep in a bed? And she promised that she would try. So after that, the foundation provides beds for kids, and contacted the people at the foundation that did that at the time and said, could you please deliver a bed to this address in Port Charlotte? She got her own bedclothes and her own pillow and stuffed animals. She loves stuffed animals, so we got a lot of things for her own bed. And it didn't happen overnight, but she did eventually sleep in that bed. And she slept in that bed for the entire time she was in foster care. That bed went with her everywhere she went. She's 17 now, and her little brother is 13, but she does pop into my Facebook Messenger. On rare occasions, we do video chat, and to this day, every video chat before she hangs up, she'll turn her phone around and say, look, LuAnn, I still have my bed. So, the impact, small, simple things that we take for granted, that bed had so much impact on her life. And still, to this day, that many years later, probably 6 years later, she still has that bed, and it's still very meaningful to her. We take for granted, we'll have a bed, we'll have a birthday, we'll have school clothes, that we'll have books, that we'll have all of those things that all of us grew up with. These kids don't really have the same sense of normal that we have. Many of them move from home to home, sometimes every year, sometimes multiple times a year. So having a bed or having a birthday or being able to have nice clothes to wear to school gives them a sense of normalcy. It makes them feel like other kids. It's important to support the Children's Needs Program.